I think I'm a little far away from you, Sag. Oh my God, the coffee. Hi, Sag. Come on now. Look, of course, Sagittarius. Move stuff. Oh, it's rumbling. Things are breaking and falling. Sag, this is going to be your loving proof and general reading for May 2019. So, Jupiter has now gone retrograde, I believe. Is it? I gotta double check that. Gotta check my almanac. But yeah, Jupiter has gone retrograde. I think it went retrograde on like the 10th or something. So this is really not saying that any opportunities are going to be taken away from you or anything like that. It really is just kind of like letting you look at what you've gotten a chance to take advantage of in terms of your opportunities. It's making you look at some things that might have to do with some risks that you might actually want to take or that you might be willing to take. You guys might actually even be needing to get more rest at this time too, because you've been moving so much in terms of like, grasping these chances and this growth that's been happening for you. I feel like, or us, I guess I should say, I have Jupiter and Uranus conjunct in Sag, and I also have Neptune in Sag, and it's my south node. So I'm definitely feeling that the growth, the changes, adapting to changes that have to do with growth. You know what I mean? That type of thing. Okay, so now I'm going to cut the deck and I'm going to lay the cards out. So what I'm doing is I'm doing an ascendant reading with the, instead of clarifying cards in the positions where the windows are, I'm going to be putting cards from the Romance Angels Oracle deck in there, okay? Here we go. You know? Bam, bam, bam. And yes, I think I'm gonna do this. A challenge. I'm only doing 3 Romance Angels Oracle cards because the last time I did 6 and it just made the reading so much longer. Which 3 and 6 are also great numbers too. I like that. I'm gonna make 3 stacks and pull from those 3. Shit. So I'm gonna try to make this reading no longer than 30 minutes. You know, because I gotta get the hell up on out. Okay, one more time. And then I'm gonna cut it into 3 stacks. Pull from the top. And then, here we go. Oh, 2 cards just came. 3. And maybe an extra one for y'all. Okay, so that's all I'm doing with that. And, you know, I'm gonna keep that there. I'm gonna keep that there. Anyway, let me just put these down. And these are gonna be the ones that I am, flipping over first. Okay. So the first card in between the sun and the moon, which is the opposing energy, you know, the sun opposes the moon usually, but we're dealing with new moon energy, so this is conjunct. So playfulness, to recapture romance, allow your inner youthful spirit of fun to shine. So you guys might be thinking a little bit less about work and you might be thinking more about your social life and how you're getting out there and just having fun, you know, to kind of like celebrate what you're doing as professionals and just kind of like your life and in your career. You know, some of you might actually have had some children recently, or you've given birth to something that is kind of like your baby, or it feels like your child, and you've brought a lot of attention to that, and you are, you're just starting to get a sense of like how you're reharmonizing after, you know, Jupiter came into your sign, and you just felt all of that energy, and it was almost like very combustible, you know what I mean? It was moving forward very quickly, and things were just happening all around you, and you were trying to get a handle on the situation. Even though it was your energy, you know, you probably feel a little bit exhausted from all of the things that Jupiter has been bringing for you, and you're trying to see a way to achieve a sense of harmony, you know what I mean? Trying to comprehend what is being taught to you and what you're wrapping up, or the things that you're trying to appreciate now within this scenario of feeling good, right? And what you're able to offer a situation that you're giving back to that also gives to you. It's almost kind of like a circle almost, right? Because you do have the Six of Michael at the bottom of the Archangel Power Tarot deck, and that's talking about the harmonization of an experience that probably felt a little bit conflicting in the past. You know what I mean? I don't know what your past card is here, but the Six of Michael, Six of Swords is talking about moving on to a better situation. Or maybe during this retrograde period, you're going to be in a more routine way. You're going to be providing something to yourself that's going to be taking you out of, maybe some mental blockages or some of the things that might have been just on your mind and creating some havoc in your mind before. You're trying to like create more consistency and more repetition in terms of like honoring you and who you are and what you do every day, and bringing just more comprehensive planning and stuff to your daily life. It's like you're trying to get your schedule together. You want things to be more routine for you because things were a little bit crazy at first. And now that Jupiter's going retrograde, it's time for you to kind of like just let everything settle. You're kind of like getting back to a place of balance, in the mind, definitely. You might even be trying to you might even be talking to someone, right? You may have met someone and you're just a little bit you're intrigued by this person. So you might be feeling like you want to see where this goes during this Jupiter retrograde. You know what I mean? That could be what the retrograde is. Jupiter coming into Sagittarius was like, wow, I met someone. And then, or wow, I expanded in some kind of way. Wow, I got married. Or wow, I had kids. Or wow, I bought a house. Or wow, I started a business. That type of thing. And then now you're just kind of like taking a step back and trying to understand what it is that has occurred for you that is actually moving you forward to a better day and a brighter day and something more to be anticipated. It's like a clearing of the mind, a clearing of the air. This is going to make you feel like, oh yeah, maybe there might be a clearing of the air. You know what I mean? Because you do have reconciliation here too. Someone from your past is returning to your life, right? And playfulness could be saying that you need to meet this with I'll show you. You need to meet this with an open mind and also probably like an open heart, but really an open mind, not an open heart. We're not there yet in the reading. It's talking about meeting it with an open mind and understanding that there is a way to achieve balance and get on good terms again with the situation, because you got to give your relationship a chance. It says work on your partnership. Even if this isn't someone that you have a romantic relationship with, it's something that you kind of need to like settle with, right? In your mind, you need to like be able to move past an experience that you feel like was dominating your mental capacity, or was taking up much of your mental capacity in your mind, and now you felt like you wanted to move on from that. And for you to move on from that, and start to see other people or date other people, because the reading is suggesting that it says playfulness, to recapture romance, allow your inner youthful spirit of fun to shine. And then you have flirt here, extend your lighthearted energy to others. So maybe you need to meet this person that you're trying to achieve this sort of a psychological or mental reconciliation with. Give that a chance and just meet it with this playful energy, right? Because it is talking about being more motivated and more encouraging to be of service to an experience that everyone can sort of like learn lessons from and move past, because it really is not about playing the blame game at this point, because we all know what happened. We know what transpired. It's about moving on from the conflict, right? So that's what we're focused on. We're not focused on talking about what the conflict was. We know what that was. It got heated. My hand just got really hot. You know what I mean? And the cards felt the heat too. So this situation probably got very heated for you. And then there was a bonus Romance Angels Oracle card that popped out for you guys. Let me flip that one up. Getting to know each other. So this is that new person that's coming in. Once you start to heal and understand that you need to forgive this situation and have this conversation or this talk. It can be short. You know what I mean? This clearing of the air with this person that you might be having a reconciliation with spiritually and of the mind. Doesn't mean that you guys are going to be hanging out together, right? This is not a Six of Pentacles. This is a Six of Swords, okay? It says getting to know each other. As you reveal your innermost selves to each other, your bond deepens. Okay, so this is you allowing yourself to get involved again with someone, and and try to let that happen. Changing your perspective is very interesting. Not interesting. It's very important for you to realize that your perspective has changed, right? You need to respect the perspective that has changed for you in regards to this conflict that you've moved forward from, right? It's the principles, what's fundamental for you now that you're not willing to change in your head and in your philosophies, because the King of Michael just popped up in the center for you, and that's double air. That's Aquarian energy. Some of you guys might be dealing with an Aquarius, you might be dealing with a Gemini. You got Mercury in Aquarius here as the Six of Michaels at the bottom of the deck. That's an exalted placement. So this is saying that you're getting the most out of this experience that you can possibly get. So karmically, this was probably meant to happen the way that it happened. You just need to lay it, you not lay it to rest. You need to just kind of like be able to clear the air and not feel resentment towards the fact that you weren't able to fix something. You know what I mean? Before it went awry. Yeah? Okay? It says wisdom and objectivity are important now. Stay in your integrity, a situation that calls for honest and open communication. Yes, yes, yes. We're just getting in. It's going to be a short one. We got about 20 minutes left. But, we're down to the nitty gritty here. I've gone through all of the Romance Angels Oracle deck cards that I pull. So it's saying, there's a reconciliation that's happening, but it's just so that you guys can make peace with the conflict that you're moving on from. You know what I mean? You need to do that. So that you can start to like clear your mind of the energy from the toxicity of the past that you're coming from, right? So that you can go into all of these new experiences with a fresh mind, right? Not talking about the ex so much, not talking about the experiences that have led you to this point of having to forget, all of that shit. It's kind of like just moving past it. If you need to talk to that person, clear it out, get it over with. You know what I mean? And I'm not talking, this it's going to be different for everybody, and if this really doesn't resonate with you, check your sun, your moon, and your rising. I did some weeklies, so that's up. The weekly is a little bit different this time because it's black and white. It's like the sketch, but it's interesting. You can still see all of the images in the cards. Okay. So the challenge is probably you, Sagittarius, because the King of Gabriel right now is crossing the King of Michael. So it's almost like your actions and what you're thinking are sort of like colliding, and it's probably creating a lot of energy within you, a lot of gasoline, a lot of fuel. I feel a lot of fuel here for you to give your perspective and for you to give your take on a situation. This could even, this could be, now we're in general. So this could have to do with work. For some of you, you might feel like, there's a lot going on in terms of like what you've been dealing with, work wise, with the King of Gabriel here. But this is just saying that, keep your eyes on the big picture for sure. You want to definitely be inspired by all of the things that Jupiter has sort of given you thus far to this point. You've been feeling very ambitious. You know what I mean? You have to be open and honest with yourself about what you've also achieved, because some of you might be feeling like you haven't done enough, but you actually have. It's taking a look, this Jupiter retrograde is talking about taking a look at what you have done and seeing how you can then, build upon that. Because it's like, if you don't know what your foundations are, then how are you going to build upon anything? You know what I mean? So you have to realize that as well. You have to be open in terms of like being able to stick to some of the plans that you have already implemented. Like, don't change too many things, because some of the things that you already have planned and put in place are going to work for you. You know what I mean? It's not about constantly changing things so that you can feel like you're getting somewhere, because then you'll just drive yourself crazy with all of the changes. So this is saying like stay in line with, your vision, stay in line with, your passion and what it is that you want to do. You know what I mean? Definitely keep your eye on the big pictures. And if you need, if there's somebody that's helping you, allow them to focus on those things that you don't necessarily have time for, because you can trust in this person. You don't have to you don't have to do everything yourself. This is opposing energy too, because you have an Aquarian card here as the King of Michael, right? And then challenging that, you have a Leo card in the fixed king here, which this is air and fire. So it's really air and fire. Nothing is canceling anything out here. It's working for you, you know. But then this is also opposing energy, you know what I mean? So you could be feeling like there's a lot of pressure here because the kings do have to make very responsible decisions. So you might be feeling challenged in having to act on the responsibilities and the obligations, even though you know what it meant for you, what it entailed for you. You know what I mean? It's like be rational, you know, but stay ambitious about everything that you're doing. Respect your choices. You know what I mean? Don't second guess yourself too much. You know, and that's what I meant by not changing things so often, because then that just shows that's teaching your spirit, or you know, the way that you encourage yourself to not really like trust what it is that your vision had initially. So just go ahead and stay with that. Okay. So now let me go ahead and flip over your sun and your moon placement. In your sun placement, you have the four of Raphael. So you might actually be, okay, um, you're feeling kind of emotional about something, right? You're looking for emotional security right now. You know what I mean, right? You don't have any pentacles yet. You do have a four here, so it's talking about foundations and stability. Like I said, you're thinking about, you know, your new perspective, your new creativity, right? That you're pushing forward, right? Your new ideas, all of this stuff. That you've been planning, that's been going on. This is a part of your foundation. Don't get complacent, right? Because it's like this is going to allow you, this Jupiter retrograde is going to allow you to seek out some other possibilities, right? Because there are things to be discovered within this retrograde from what you already have, right? It's about being able to appreciate something, right? More. Yeah, because you know, Jupiter is talking about abundance and giving you things freely at will, you know. Um, biggest planet, but gas giant. But you know, it's kind of like you have to be aware of what really matters to you anyway. That's going to actually make you feel secure within your spirit and within your your heart. I don't know why I want to say home. Some of you actually might be, you know, staying at home and feeling sad sometimes. You know what I mean? I get like just kind of being complacent and being at home. You know what I mean? You might need to get out and have fun, right? Because the four of Raphael is saying don't get stuck in your feelings, right? And just kind of be like feeling stagnant, right? You need to get out, be playful. You know what I mean? Even if it means going to other places to just kind of have an experience that's going to inspire your creativity, because this is the moon in Cancer, okay? And the moon loves Cancer, likes it's at home in Cancer. You know, maybe some of you guys need to actually spend more time at home, because you know, when Jupiter went into your sign, you were doing a lot of things, there's a lot of things going on, or just spend a lot of time kind of like doing things that are going to feed your spirit, that's going to bring a more consistency to your mood. You know, seek out like creative inspiration that's going to like really balance out your mood, right? Because the fours do have to do with balance. It's duplicating balance, right? It's duplicating that balance, right? It's kind of like you know, it's an angel number as well. It's almost kind of like you will be rewarded if you acknowledge those things that you need for yourself spiritually. You will get something back from that. You know what I mean? So if you're feeling complacent in your spirit and your emotions, then like just try to do something to nurture that part of you. Emotionally, you're evolving. You know what I mean? And there's some cycles that have closed out, some small cycles in terms of work. You know, this could be somebody also appreciating some of the things that you do. Maybe they want to like do something in terms of partnership, right? That's going to like multiply something for you. You know, it's the three of Ariel, so it has to do with the Empress. So there's something that wants to be expressed through some financial or you know, investments, craftsmanship. It's talking about making something, building something, enjoying your work, putting a lot of effort and energy into your work. The moon is talking about, you know, things being revealed as well. Maybe you will receive something, some sort of acknowledgement through your work that is going to actually feed this part of your spirit in the sun placement that you need, right? Because the four is ruled by the emperor, and that's in the sun position, and the emperor, that Aries Aries energy likes to be in the sun position, and then you have the three of Ariel, which the three is multiplicity, and it's things coming into form. And when things come into form, then you can probably multiply that thing, right? So this is you making more, building more, achieving more, and it really is like there's a sense of balance here too, yin and yang, right? Um, and with this yin energy in the moon as the three of Ariel, this is like a pentacle. So it's got like Taurus energy on it, and then it's in the moon position. So this new moon in Taurus is also going to allow you to sort of appreciate or have this new appreciation for what it is that, you've been building. You know what I mean? Because what area is that in your chart? Where are we going with that? That's like your ninth house, I guess. And you rule the ninth house, don't you? No, that's your sixth house. I'm sorry. That's your sixth house, not your ninth house. But it's funny that I said your ninth house is actually Virgo, yes? Am I wrong? Or your ninth house is Leo and your 10th house is Virgo? Oh, Lord. Okay, yeah, so anyway, you've got Uranus in your sixth house, which is where the moon is going to be conjunct, which is talking about routine efforts to build things. And there's some unconventional ideas and ways that you can restructure, right? Because Uranus comes in and it definitely does restructure when it's in an earth sign. And definitely when it's conjunct the moon, you're going to feel the effects of the restructuring. Do what you love, a time of great personal growth in your career and artistic endeavors. It also says working with others in a cooperative manner. Maybe you want to collaborate with someone, because the three of Ariels does talk about collaborations. You know what I mean? And that's a fun thing because it's a three, so it's kind of like sharing in celebrating something that's being expressed from a very honest place, right? It's kind of like nurturing this creative divine energy outwardly, or nurturing it by expressing it outwardly so others can appreciate it and relate to you, okay, in some kind of way, relate to what you're providing, right? Materially. Maybe it's an investor. Maybe it's someone that wants to invest in something with you. It's not the Six of Pentacles, but this is kind of like this is the idea of the possibility multiplicity of investing, because the threes are ruled by, that's third house energy, which is Gemini. So that's talking about communication. So this is talks with somebody that's going to help evolve some aspect of your growth, right? I'm sorry, I'm stuttering. So in the past, you have the Epiphany card, which is Virgo. That is your 10th house. So there's some career things that you've been, experiencing, and you've been, discovering some things about yourself and about how your routine efforts will go rewarded. You are receiving rewards, and you might be receiving awards. You've received some rewards in the past, right? And you're understanding what it is that you provide to yourself and your everyday, and what you also provide to others. It's almost like you're getting some level of satisfactory and spiritual growth by what you provide to others, right? Because it does say be a light to others here, and you're receiving some spiritual um messages by doing these services, right? And it's just something that you're being rewarded with as well. By that you're being spiritually rewarded through these epiphanies that you're having by way of the service that you're giving out and you're putting out there. It's really great. Let me see where we are. 23. Okay, let me keep moving here. We're almost done. Let me flip them all over so that I can give you this information. Okay. Yes, that's great. All right. This is beautiful. Okay, I mean for now. I mean moving forward. So you got the page of Michael and your anxieties, right? So you might not know. You just might need more information, and you need more clarity on this partnership or this collaboration that you feel like is going to be initiated, right? That someone will communicate to you and express a need to do something with you. Okay. And also, the pages are ruled by Saturn. So they're saying that this is probably going to be something that will be positive for you in terms of learning, right? Or in terms of like challenging an aspect of yourself that you have never challenged before. And that might be why you consider doing this, because the threes are talking about the acknowledgement and the thought process, and like, wow, the acceptance of a thought, right? And now you're trying to like process that, because it is the three of pentacles, processing the thought, expressing the thought. There's some time involved because it's Capricorn, right? Mars is involved, so it's talking about effort and the amount of energy that it's going to take, extra energy, because it's a three, and it's talking about multiplicity, right? Capricorn. So that's what you're thinking about, and it is a challenge for you. So the card says an exciting new challenge. You have what it takes to succeed. Review the contracts or the documents very thoroughly. Okay, so this has to do with, like, this is air, this is Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius for sure. But definitely look at this contract that this person who wants to collaborate with you provides you with, and introduces to you, right? Presents to you. In your Mars position, you got the Five of Ariel. So this is talking about really understanding that some things are not going to work out, and they're not meant to work out forever. Your will and your spirit weren't meant to just stay attached to one thing forever. And it's like your need to control something in an aspect of your emotions or a relationship, or some kind of like need to express some passion of your heart. Maybe you might be wanting to do something else, or you might have some need to like maybe there might be you might have like some kind of boundary that may have been crossed, right? Or maybe somebody wants to cross a boundary with you in terms of the institutionalization of the partnership. Maybe you don't want there to be that tight of a collaboration, because then it's like you fear that there might be something that you might be sacrificing. Also, this is talking about you might be choosing to cut ties, right? And that might be, some of you may not take on this opportunity. And it says everything happens for a reason. Release regret and embrace the opportunities for happiness. Search for the silver lining. The fives are definitely talking about, matters of the heart and your spirit. It also is talking about family. There might be, okay, some of you might experience a death in the family, or you may have already experienced a death in the family, or there might be somebody that's ill in your family, that type of thing. Or you might just be feeling like there was something that you didn't want to let go of, that you had to let go of, or that you were forced to let go of. And there was nothing you can do about it. Sometimes it's like God and spirit, the universe, whatever you believe in, the powers that be are testing you and challenging you so that they can show you what you're actually made of. You know what I mean? This talks about listening to your emotional process, or not just the process, but listen to your heart in terms of like what your emotions are telling you about moving on from a situation that you might feel some kind of jealousy, resentment, fear, or pain towards. Okay. And in the Venus position, which is talking about harmony and balance and truth and security, you have the Ace of Raphael, which is the Ace of Cups. This is talking about cleansing your spirit, or maybe, there's a new opportunity to start a relationship, or maybe this is new love of self, you know what I mean? And by way of letting go of something that you were probably holding on to because there was a grudge, or there was some kind of resentment, or there was some kind of like, need to just stay attached to the negativity of it, because that was the way that you could prove that, you're right, or something like that. you know the Ace of Raphael is talking about an experience, the potent energy of love, right? And this is saying that new love actually can be experienced, right? And you can find new satisfaction out of letting new opportunities happen, because the aces are beginnings, right? And so are the tens are like the opportunity, and the aces, that is what comes after you have received the notion, the idea, right? The magician, the awareness of the feeling, right? So you're going to become aware of a feeling that you have towards someone else, probably, right? Because it's in the Venus placement, you know. Or this opportunity could be in something in terms of work, right? Because this is a Venus placement and it's a cup, and Venus is, you know, we're talking about Taurus here. We're in Taurus season now. So, you know, it could have something to do with work and security for you, and this opportunity might be providing that. It says a positive new emotional experience, fulfilling romantic relationships, deep and lasting spiritual insight. So it's definitely going to be some kind of relationship for you guys. Like the video, please, share, and subscribe. I'm not done. So in your future position, you have the Two of Gabriel. This is talking about, you know, looking at the past you and looking at the present you and making plans to move forward. And this could be actually in terms of like just kind of like revealing something to yourself by way of a choice. Um, you might be initiating something with someone else, and this could be that partnership or that collaboration or the relationship here, right? For some of you, you're definitely going to take advantage of this opportunity from this Ace of Raphael, this Ace of Cups here in the Venus position, and then you have a Two of Gabriel here, right? Make bold and ambitious choices. Great progress is possible. Important relationships with people who share your vision. So, you know, it's a shared vision, and that relates to the Three of Ariel here, because the Two of Gabriel is Sun and Aries. Aries is ruled by Mars. Mars is exalted in Capricorn. You have the Three of Ariel in your moon placement, which is Mars in Capricorn, and that's talking about, you know, someone understanding your vision, right? That you have, that you're being inspired to express outwardly and build something, manifest something, substantiate something, and they would like to share that experience with you by offering you an opportunity to build something more with them or to multiply some aspect of this endeavor for, you know, what you've established. Okay, because the three is something that's been established, right? Because it has been brought into existence, it's been born. um you know, and the energy moving forward, the outcome, you have the Knight of Gabriel. This is your energy, so this is great. It's like you're going to be feeling very enthusiastic. You're going to be feeling like yourself, right? Even though Jupiter's retrograde, yeah, it's like it's giving you something to work on, and you like that. Mutable signs like shit to work on. Also, let me look at the time here. Okay. Time to take action, great passion for a cause, instinctively knowing just what to do. So you're going to know what to do in terms of making this, taking this opportunity to the next level, and choosing to collaborate with someone or bring balance to a situation that involves making a choice with someone else. That could be moving forward in terms of like reharmonizing, you know, your own spirit, both of you in this relationship or in this conflict from this Six of Michael that you're moving forward from, the Five of Michael and into the Six of Michael energy. At the top of the reading, you have the Justice card, which is talking about, you know, strength and being fair, you know, balance. It's also talking about courage and having the courage to trust in yourself, right? And trust in your decisions and trust in making the right decisions for you. You're not going to be putting yourself in a position if you do what's right for you, right? If you do what's fair for you and what's fair for everyone else. Just definitely be open and honest with yourself. You know, have the courage to speak your mind and say your truths. For sure, it says fight for justice and equality. Rulings made in your favor. Don't give up. And you never do give up, okay? So, thank you, Sagittarius. I'm going to leave it there. Let me close out the energy of this reading. I need to go and train my clients. I have like 5 classes to teach tonight. It's going to be so crazy. Like, share, and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram, Providence Tarot Kendrick. Actually, no. Providence Tarot, NYC Kendrick, and also the Tongue Pop. And Kendrick NYC is up there, but I'm thinking I'm going to take that one down. Also, we'll be making an announcement about Providence Tarot on Instagram. It's just going to be me. Dale is also doing Moon Talk Radio. So follow him on Instagram at Moon Talk Radio, and you'll be able to get all of his moon updates and the information from him and his man Diego. Okay, you guys, I love you so much. Like, share, and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram, like I said before. I read it on Shanti Bookshop and Crystal Gallery on East 14th Street at 230 East 14th Street between 2nd and 3rd Avenues on Sundays from 12 to 5. Okay, I'm going to be doing a special. I'm going to post some things about that, and it's going to be love readings. So be on the lookout for that,